A new study conducted by Japanese researchers has shown that peak viral loads in people infected with Omicron occur between 3 to 6 days after the onset of symptoms. The study raises further concerns about the CDC cutting the self-isolating time for people with COVID-19 to 5 days, not 10. The report was published online on January 5 by the Japanese Institute of Infectious Diseases and looked at 21 people with COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant. 19 of the people in the study were vaccinated and 2 were unvaccinated. 4 people were asymptomatic and 17 experienced mild symptoms. The researchers took 83 respiratory samples from the 21 people and measured the amount of SARS-CoV-2 virus present using a technique called real-time PCR, finding that levels were highest between 3 to 6 days since diagnosis and post-symptom onset. Strikingly, levels remained high in almost all patients between 7 to 9 days, with some patients having significant levels of virus genetic material detectable even 2 weeks after their original diagnosis. Using real-time PCR to detect virus is unable to conclude whether the viral genetic material detected actually comes from virus which is able to infect people, or dead or dying virus. But the Japanese researchers also did experiments to culture live virus from the samples, finding the results to be similar to the real-time PCR studies. However, 10 days post-diagnosis, the researchers were unable to culture any live virus from any of the samples, strongly indicating that none of the study participants would be infectious at that stage, even if the genetic material was detectable. The news will likely add to growing concern, after the CDC cut recommended isolation time from 10 days to 5 days on December 27. On Friday, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky spoke to Today, saying, "We are now standing on the shoulders of years of science that has demonstrated that if you are infected, you are most contagious in the 1 to 2 days prior to your symptoms and the 2 to 3 days after your symptoms. So we know that the vast majority of your contagiousness by day 5 is really behind you." Despite low numbers of patients involved, the Japanese study would appear to contradict Walensky's assurances. Since the announcement, concerned people have been sharing their rapid antigen test results on social media, many of them testing positive and remaining symptomatic well past the 5 days they would be required to self-isolate by the CDC.